Like and subscribe right now, or else this will be in your bed tonight. r/ask Reddit by Planet Reddit. Time freezes for exactly 1 day. You are the only person unaffected and can freely wander around and do whatever you like. What do you do in those 24 hours? Tie everyone's shoelaces together. You. Take my upvote. Some men just want to watch the world burn. Or trip. I can finally loot stuff without a consequence, but I'll just take everyone outside and just lay them down in their front yard so when time continues at least 100 people would be wondering, how the yuck did I get here and why did this happen to 100 people coincidentally? Then the story will become the stuff of legends and you can finally die knowing your name is written in stone. Everyone wakes up with a sunburn. LOL. Their skin wouldn't burn. The heat energy isn't transferring. Technically, if time is frozen that much, then the person who is not frozen in time would die of hypothermia as their body radiates heat away but has no way to get it back. Even if we ignore that, you would be blind, as photons would not be moving into your eyeballs. I think I would just like to go into different houses and look around. Just become a real estate agent. Then you can do that all day. I've thought of this but it's not quite the same. If someone is hiring a realtor, sometimes people are moved out halfway or cleaned up big time and you don't see what everyday life is like. You don't see bills on the table or the cardboard box people keep for the cat. I love things like that. How do you know about my cardboard box for the cat? That's supposed to be secret. At first I was thinking of robbing banks and large department stores. Hide the cash in various caches. On second thought, I'd bring a ladder to the zoo and pet a whole bunch of animals. Sleep next to a bear. OMG. How delightful. When else could you ever pet a lion and eagle and meerkat all in one day? I'm touching all the penguins. And the tapir. I want to know if its fur is as wiry as I'm assuming it is. And I'll finally get to see those damn wolves. Always hiding out every time I go to the zoo. At least the tiger prowls visibly. As far as the wolves are concerned everyone can knock off. Great until you oversleep and you're in the bear pen with a live bear. Rob, steal and plunder. Also take a nap. And people start calling the police because their valuables are gone. Why would you call the police on someone taking a nap? He took someone else's nap. I think I'd borrow a tow truck and swap as many identical cars as I can find in my neighborhood, just to see what happens. Family with white minivan. Sweats. All the minivan families won't notice anything different and just go on with their day. Until their car keys unlock their neighbor's car. Enter parliament while it's in session. Sharpie everyone with funny faces. Pick up everybody I know and place them in bed. Naked of course. With their ex. Then sit back and relax waiting for all hell to break loose. That's evil, but also brilliant. Some people wanna watch the world burn. And here I am wanting to be the one who sets it on fire first. Why watch it burn when you can get full access to the flames? Give a man a fire, warm him for a day. Set a man on fire, warm him for the rest of his life. I'm gonna try on some clothes that I think might fit, but I'm embarrassed to get stuck in. Wow, we're really all out here living the same life. But if you get stuck no one will be able to help you for 24 hours. I can Hulk out of a blouse if it pisses me off. I'll be real with you here and not give you some corny answer but I would personally and gladly rob a whole lot of banks. Same, and if I did hit up all the banks within a specified radius, I'd probably hit the registers of large franchised businesses too. Honestly, you'd probably be better off skipping the banks entirely. Most banks don't hold very much cash anymore, and most of the time they know the serial numbers on the money they have. So unless you know how to launder money you'll get caught if you ever tried to spend that money. On top of that, even without factoring in other people, it would take a significant amount of time and effort to break into a bank vault. Cash registers on the other hand would only take a crowbar and a few seconds, and the store safes could be broken into relatively easily as well. In all honesty though, you would be much better off taking valuable non-unique items than cash. Items can be explained away as rebate purchases, inherited items, auction lots, and other such plausible excuses. Massive amounts of cash suddenly appearing is really hard to explain away. And believe it or not, the IRS is likely to check that sort of thing out. My plan would be take a lot of valuable items and then get into the storage unit business. If I start buying the contents of used storage units at auction, I can shuffle the stolen items into the lots and no one could ever prove anything. Then I resell all the valuable items from the lots as well as the stolen items until I've made a massive profit. This guy launders. Go around the neighborhood and move all furniture slightly to the right. Put paintings at slightly off angles. Tilt laptop screens. Small things that would make everything seem off, but no one would be able to realize exactly what was wrong. Oh yeah, it's big brain time. I'd go steal some cash and then if I didn't know everyone would be coming back in 24 hours, start freaking out and probably go to sleep hoping that I was having a weird dream and things will go back to normal if I sleep and wake up again. Slaughter people in video games, as they cannot move, and destroy their KD, and maybe finally find out what a girl's N looks like. This took quite a turn. No need to stop time for the last one. Incognito mode does the job well enough. Go to a store, get as many flowers and ice cream cones as possible. They won't melt because time is standing still. And give a flower and an ice cream cone to everyone I see. Also, I'd rob a bank. Wholesome and realistic. Or thank you, I just wanted to bring joy to everyone's day. Everyone except for the people at the bank. Remain unnoticed by anyone for yet another day, I suppose. But there are lots of us, sitting quietly at home in our rooms. In a way, we're all sitting together. I go back to sleep. I just realized I might not even notice if it happened at the wrong time. Shit, edit, spelling. You'd have to be away from anything that normally moves for a whole 24 hours. That means no people, no clocks, no environment, etc. Eventually you'd notice the sun isn't moving. Neither are the clouds. You can't hear anything, etc, etc. You underestimate my power. Find the largest bookstore I can and steal every book I want to read. Hundreds and hundreds. Make sure you take extra good care of your glasses. I've got 3 pair of reading glasses. I learned a valuable lesson from that episode. That's not fair. That's not fair at all. Pull up, never gonna give you up on everyone's devices. When time unfreezes, everyone gets rickrolled at the same time. Pure comedy. I would go to all my loaners' offices and wipe my files, college loans, medical bills, mortgages, etc. You sit in front of the computer and are greeted with please enter your password. Yeah, I don't think you're gonna be able to wipe all of that. The password is on a post-it note on the Mischief. It's 1234. Bad things. You're a bad boy, Scotty Sterling. But he's a damn good goalie. Find some nearby construction vehicles and smash IT on top of a filthy Joester. I came here seeking answers, but it was you. Dio. Roderola. Okay, so first you grab all the knives in your kitchen. Zeta Warudo muda. And then what? What's second? Yes. Break into a movie theater and steal the projector and popcorn maker. In that realm, go to all stores that sell TVs and speakers, and set the volume to max. Perhaps have them play media from the hub. Breaking news. 80% of national Lego supply disappeared out of thin air. Everyone is shocked. Unexpected answer considering username. Go to the prison where my rapist is and shoot him. Leave and never be blamed for it. Also, I'd go visit the museums I like. Some are really crowded, so being able to wander alone is nice. Edit. Thank you guys for all of the kind words. It makes the bad days a lot easier. I seriously want this to happen. Wall into Canada without my passport. Edit. So obviously I meant walk. Autocorrect wants a wall, though. Who am I to argue? Then walk back not having to worry about the US Border Patrol asking you 100 million unnecessary questions about weed. Fucking rebel. Take a tour of Area 51 probably. Plot twist, they put you in a simulation. Cut Donald Trump's hair. At first I thought no way I can do that in 24 hours. Then realized, wait a minute, no traffic? I can easily hijack any car when I run out of fuel? No one to stop me from entering the White House. How long is it from my state to DC anyway? I can totally make it. Steal a motorcycle. It'll be easier to navigate through frozen cars on the street. Change his wig. Super glue that shit. Working mom. Still sheltering in place with husband and kids. Drink wine. Hot bath. Chick flick and a nap. All those self-care things I'm missing. See how many people I could pants in 24 hours. I'd try to find out why time froze, then sleep. Join our community Discord, link in description. Robin Hood it up. Steal from the rich and help the poor. Me. I'm the poor. You. Wow, thanks. I'm rich now. Robin Hood. Squint size your what? The real question is, would the reflection on mirrors change? Well, considering that time is frozen, but only you're not, light wouldn't bounce off you because it's not moving. So the reflection on mirrors would be the same as what it was before time froze. Let's behindoom for the sake of eliminating weirdness that anything inside you still moves and isn't affected by the time freeze. So you don't end up eating food that stays in your throat. Also, anything that is molecularly bonded does not break apart. So you can pick up entire objects and such. If light doesn't bounce off you, then it wouldn't hit your retinas and you'd be blind. Your pranks and shenanigans just got a lot harder. I didn't think of that. Behindoom that light still moves, then. Because otherwise it kinda doesn't work. I break into Tiffany's at midnight. Do I go for the vault? No. I go for the chandelier. It's priceless. As I'm taking it down, a woman catches me. She tells me to stop. It's her father's business. She's Tiffany. I say no. We make love all night. In the morning, the cops come and I escape in one of their uniforms. I tell her to meet me in Mexico, but I go to Canada. I don't trust her. Besides, I like the cold. 30 years later, I get a postcard. I have a son and he's the chief of police. This is where the story gets interesting. I tell Tiffany to meet me in Paris by the Trocadero. She's been waiting for me all these years. She's never taken another lover. I don't care. I don't show up. I go to Berlin. That's where I stashed the chandelier. I will go delete Trump's Twitter account. Ick, now that time freeze. Oh, I think that'd be hilarious. Wait, that's illegal. Steal, kill and eat. Canned food, paper, children, and children. Touch a row of someone who isn't my wife. Then go to my wife and beg for forgiveness for the remaining time. But she's frozen in time. Exactly. For 24 hours I'll feel guilty as hell. And then she'll kill me when she's not frozen in time. Plenty of Quicksilver shenanigans. Walk into places I would never get into otherwise. Into bikers' clubhouses, drug dens, gov't secret labs, evidence lockers, people's houses, move stuff. If the r/glitch in the matrix goes off, it was me. There are a number of museums in my area. I would go to as many as possible and look at everything I can without the crowds and stuff. Depends on how things are frozen. Automatic doors I behindoom don't work and the same go to computers, but how about normal, unlocked doors? Are they frozen in place or am I able to move them? If everything except myself and the clothes I wear are completely frozen, I'd probably be trapped inside for 24 hours. If I can still apply force to stuff properly, I'd just spend the day reading a book, eating packaged stuff and fruit. Once again behindooming that I can't cook since the flames etc would be frozen. Maybe do it all while wearing my LARP gear. Also shopping, leaving behind the correct currency as I exit. It'd probably cause a bit of trouble at the till stock audits, but all things considered, it'd cause less chaos than most other things in this thread. So basically, anything you touch can be moved. Light still works normally and light sources still produce light. Automatic doors, by default, wouldn't be automatic, but nothing's stopping you from prying them open or smashing the glass out. The same goes for normal unlocked doors and windows. If you hit them enough, the glass will break and you can just push the frozen glass shards out of the way and head through. Yes, flames would be frozen. However, this also means you can bend them and mess with them, since their heat energy isn't transferring. If everything in the universe is suddenly frozen except me, I would be thrown at the rotational speed of the Earth, over 1,600 kilometers per hour. So, I would die instantly. People would be pretty confused 24 hours later about the human residue that rocketed through the walls of 10 houses. Well, yes, but actually no. If everything in the universe became frozen instantly, that also means that the kinetic energy you experience based on Earth's gravity would freeze. Therefore you'd stay where you were. Air molecules would also be frozen unless you touch them, meaning you'd stay put. And no, you wouldn't asphyxiate, because anything you affect via direct force can still move. So when you breathe in, you'd still breathe in air, and breathing out would push the carbon dioxide out of the way. Rob a bank, cash only. Afterward, spend the day swapping bills with all the local businesses so I end up with untraceable cash and leaving behind a bank that was seemingly robbed by all the shop owners within a couple miles. Googly eyes on everything. Wahahaha. Considering I have 24 hours, and that there would be cars still on the road, then I would take a motorbike or four-wheeler and attach a trailer to it. I'd then take that to all the stores nearby and use it to loot them of video games, computers, and Funko Pops. Then I go to the next store. Then I go to a bank that I ain't part of and loot it of money. I think you're forgetting the grocery store. Steal all the bread and you'll never need to buy bread again. Bread, empty them out of toilet paper and keep the panic buying going. Settle scores. Yikes. Shoplift a little metric ton of girl clothes. Step 1. Go to web games. Step 2. Steal GTA V. Step 3. Why steal GTA V when you can do a live action reenactment of the game on the frozen streets? That's why step 3 is blank. Vaccinate some Karens. That just make them live longer. Vaccinate their kids, cause they ain't Karens. Steal as many toilets as possible. Purchase all the sex toys. Edit. Wait, I mean steal. Why the yuck would I pay for them? Get some addresses of people. I can get you some addresses of people if it means that much to you. Basically, on this thread you're either a pervert or a liar. I walk around the downtown of my city. I miss walking around there so much after school. Q. COVID-19. Anything I want. There's nobody talking about any sexual options. All the sexual options in this scenario are rape. But if time freezes, how is 24 hours going to pass? Time is frozen. But since time is a human measurement based on our position in the universe, there's technically no time at all. It's just a seemingly random point in the universe's history, at which time stops flowing and the fourth dimension freezes. Everything in the universe is frozen for exactly 24 human hours, and becomes unfrozen after 24 human hours. You can still measure time even when time is frozen, because our brains have a neuron setup that ticks every several milliseconds, allowing us to apply an artificial scale of time. Technically, time does not exist, and neither does weight, height, length, size, volume, parts per million, kilometers per hour, hot dog stands per football field. That's an American measurement, right? Density, ionic charge per cubic centimeter, pulses per node, etc, etc. Every measurement is an artificial human construct, designed so that our complex minds can comprehend the universe we live in. Mom, you just described my thoughts while I am trying to sleep, and only when I'm trying to sleep and nowhere else. Did you have that argument lined up waiting for me to ask my dumb question? Actually, we measure things with donuts per bald eagle in a mile. Thanks for asking. I would probably raid the shopping center, to be honest. Lucky for me it's walking distance. If the time stopped midday, then there would be cars on the street frozen in time and completely impenetrable or movable. Oh yeah, and find a bra that fits in store. Well, I'm a 12-year-old boy, so you could take a guess. I would rob every store bank I can in the biggest city near me, after which I would become a legend. People would have no clue I stole everything. Kinky shit. Take a shit in the display toilets at Lowe's. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for 3 videos a day.